गलन्ति गाङ्गेयं विमलतरगीतैव महतो नगाधीशात् श्रीमद्रमणमुनिरूपा जनिमती पदो वाणीरूपात् गणपतिकवेर्भक्तहृदयं समुद्रं संयाति प्रबलमलहारिण्यनुपदम्।
श्रीरमण गीता सप्तमोऽध्यायः आत्मविचार अधिकारी तदंग निरूपणम्।
भारद्वाजस्य वैकार्ष्णेर् आचार्यरमणस्य च अध्याये कथ्यते श्रेष्ठः संवाद इह सप्तमे। कार्ष्णिर् उवाच रूपमात्मविचारस्य किं नु किं वा प्रयोजनं लभ्यादात्मविचारेण फलं भूयोऽन्यतोऽस्ति वा।
Ramana Gita, Chapter 7 Self Inquiry, Competence and Constituents. This seventh chapter records the excellent conversation between Karshni of Bharadwaja line and Sri Acharya Ramana. Karshni: what is the nature of self inquiry? What is its purpose? Is there any greater good obtainable by other means of sadhana?
श्री भगवान् उवाच सर्वासामपि वृत्तीनां समष्टिर्या समीरिता अहं वृत्तेरमुष्यास्तु जन्मस्थानं विमृश्यताम्। एष आत्मविचारः स्यान्न शास्त्रपरिशीलनम् अहङ्कारो विलीनः स्यान्मूलस्थानगवेषणे आत्मा भासस्त्वहङ्कारः स यदा सम्प्रलीयते आत्मा सत्योभितः पूर्णः केवलः परिशिष्यते सर्वक्लेशनिवृत्तिः स्यात् फलम् आत्मविचारतः फलानामवधिः सोऽयम् अस्ति नेतोऽधिकं फलम् अद्भुता सिद्धयः साध्या उपायान्तरतश्च याः ताः प्राप्तोऽपि भवत्यन्ते विचारेणैव निर्वृतः।
Sri Bhagavan. The I thought is said to be the sum total of all thoughts. The source or origin of I thought has to be inquired into. This is self inquiry and not the study of scriptures. When the source is searched for, the ego gets merged in the source. When the ego, which is mere reflection of the self, totally disappears, what remains is the true self alone, in all its completeness and perfection. The result of self inquiry is freedom from all suffering. This is the highest of all fruits. There is nothing higher than this. Marvelous occult powers may be had through other means or sadhanas, but in the end, freedom or liberation can come only through self-inquiry.
कार्ष्णिर् उवाच एतस्यात्मविचारस्य प्राहुः कमधिकारिणम् अधिकारस्य सम्पत्तिः किं ज्ञातुं शक्यते स्वयम्। श्री भगवान् उवाच उपासनादिभिः शुद्धं प्राग्जन्मसुकृतेन वा दृष्टदोषं मनो यस्य शरीरे विषयेषु च मनसाचरतो यस्य विषयेष्वरुचिर्भृशं देहे च नित्यता बुद्धिस्तं प्राहुरधिकारिणम्। देहे नश्वरता बुद्धेर्वैराग्याद्विषयेषु च एताभ्याम् एव लिङ्गाभ्यां ज्ञेया स्वस्याधिकारिता।
Ashni, who is considered capable for this inquiry? Can one by oneself know one's own capability? Sri Bhagavan. He whose mind has been purified through upasana and other means, or by merit acquired in past lives, who perceives the imperfections of body and sense objects, and feels utter distaste whenever his mind has to function among sense objects, and who realizes that the body is impermanent, such a person is said to be fit or capable for pursuing self enquiry. By these two signs, that is, by a sense of transitoriness of the body and by non attachment to sense objects, one's own capability for self enquiry can be known.
काष्णिर् उवाच
स्नानं सन्ध्या जपो होमः स्वाध्यायो देवपूजनं सङ्कीर्तनं तीर्थयात्रा यज्ञोदानं व्रतानि च विचारे साधिकारस्य वैराग्याच्च विवेकतः किं वा प्रयोजनाय स्युतकालविधूतये.
श्रीभगवान् उवाच आरम्भिणां क्षीयमाण रागाणाम् अधिकारिणां
कर्माण्येतानि सर्वाणि भूयस्यै चित्तशुद्धये.
यत्कर्म सुकृतं प्रोक्तं मनोवाक्काय सम्भवम्
तत्तु कर्मान्तरं हन्ति
मनोवाक्काय सम्भवम् अत्यन्तशुद्धमनसां पक्वानाम् अधिकारिणाम् इदं लोकोपकाराय कर्मजालं भविष्यति परेषाम् उपदेशाय क्षेमाय च मनीषिणः पक्वाश्च कर्म कुर्वन्ति
भयान् न आदेशशास्त्रतः.
विचारप्रतिकूलानि न पुण्यानि नरर्षभ क्रियमाण अन्यसङ्घेन भेदबुद्ध्युपमर्दिना न चाकृतानि पापाय पक्वस्यात्मविमर्शिणः स्वविमर्शो महत् पुण्यं पावनानां हि पावनम् दृश्यते द्विविधा निष्ठा पक्वानामधिकारिणाम् त्याग एकान्तयोगाय परार्थं च क्रियादरः.
Ashni. When a sadhak is fit for self inquiry due to his non attachment for sense objects and because of his discrimination between real and unreal, are ceremonial baths, sandhya, repetition of mantras, oblations poured into the fire that is yajna, chanting of Vedas, worship of gods, bhajan, pilgrimage, sacrifice, giving away in charity, and observance of special spiritual practices. Are they of any use, or are they a mere waste of time? Bhagavan. For competent beginners with waning attachment towards sense objects, all these aids will make the mind increasingly pure. Virtuous activity of mind, speech, and body destroys the contrary activity of mind, speech, and body. All these virtuous activities of competent persons who are mature and endowed with minds of highest purity benefits the world. Aspirants of mature wisdom perform action not out of fear of violating Shastras, but because of helping others by being a good example and for the welfare of others only. O best of men, virtuous actions performed without a sense of difference and without attachment do not hinder the process of self inquiry. The non performance of prescribed actions by a mature person or aspirant pursuing self inquiry is no sin, because self inquiry is itself the most meritorious and most purifying of all actions. Two ways of life are seen in the most advanced and competent seekers. The first one is renunciation of action for solitary communion, the second being action for the welfare of others.
काश्निर् उवाच निर्वाणायास्ति चेदन्यो मार्ग आत्मविचारतः एको वा विविधस्तं मे भगवान् वक्तुमर्हति श्री भगवान् उवाच एकः प्राप्तुं प्रयतते परः प्राप्तारमृच्छति चिराय प्रथमो गच्छन् प्राप्नोत्यात्मानमन्ततः एकस्य ध्यानतश्चित्तम् एकाकृति भविष्यति एकाकृतित्वं चित्तस्य स्वरूपे स्थितये भवेत् अनिच्छयाप्यतो ध्यायन् विन्दत्यात्मनि संस्थितिम् विचारकस्तु विज्ञाय भवेद् आत्मनि संस्थितः ध्यायतो देवतां मन्त्रमन्यद्वा लक्ष्यमुत्तमम् ध्येयमात्ममहाज्योतिष्यन्ततो लीनतां व्रजेत् गतिरेवं द्वयोरेका ध्यातुश्चात्मविमर्शिनः ध्यायन्नेकः प्रशान्तः स्यादन्यो विज्ञाय शाम्यति.
Kashni. Besides self inquiry, is there any other way to nirvana? If so, is it one or varied? May Bhagavan be pleased to tell me. Bhagavan. One strives to attain something, the other seeks the one who strives to attain. The one who strives to attain something takes longer time and in the end attains the self alone. The mind of an aspirant meditating on a single object becomes one-pointed, and one-pointedness of mind leads to abidance in the self. One who meditates attains, even without desiring it, abidance in the self. On the other hand, the sadhak who is following self-inquiry knowingly abides in the self. The deity, mantra, or any other noble or excellent object on which one meditates merges in the end in that great brilliance of the self. Therefore, the goal is same for both, for the one who meditates and for the one who practices self-inquiry. One attains stillness through meditation and the other through jnana or knowledge. इति श्री रमण गीतासु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे रमणान्ते वासिनो श्रीवासिष्ठस्य गणपते रूपनिबन्धे आत्मविचार अधिकारी तदङ्गनिरूपणं नाम सप्तमोऽध्यायः. This is the 7th chapter entitled Self-Inquiry, Competence and Constituents in Sri Ramana Gita, the Science of Brahman and the Scripture of Yoga, composed by Bhagavan Ramana's disciple Sri Vasishtha Ganapati Muni.